Hot take, your retriever can look great on paper and still sabotage your RAG app.
That is exactly why NDCG matters. It checks not just whether relevant items appear, but whether the most useful ones show up near the top.
So this is not another metric collectors love and builders ignore?
No. This one hits production reality. In RAG, the model usually sees only a few retrieved chunks. If the best chunk is buried, the answer quality drops fast.
Give me the plain English version. What does NDCG actually measure?
It measures ranking quality with position and usefulness both in the score. Higher relevance helps more, and being near the top helps more. A great result at rank 1 counts a lot more than a decent result at rank 8.
So, unlike a simple hit rate, it cares about order.
Exactly. And unlike binary metrics, it also cares about degrees. Not all relevant documents are equally relevant, especially in retrieval for generation.
Let's make that concrete. Suppose a user asks, how do I rotate API keys without downtime?
Your retriever returns 5 chunks. 1 is a perfect runbook for key rotation in your actual platform. 2 are generic security policy docs. 1 is about password resets. 1 mentions keys in passing. A simple metric might say, great, several relevant items showed up.
But from the model's perspective, those are not remotely equal.
Right. If the runbook is ranked 4th, your generator may never really use it. NDCG rewards the system that puts the runbook first and penalizes the one that hides it under weaker matches.
This is where graded relevance comes in.
Yes, graded relevance means you score results on a scale, like not useful, somewhat useful, very useful, perfect. That matches how real retrieval works. In RAG, one chunk can directly answer the question, while another is only background.
And if you flatten all that into relevant versus not relevant, you lose signal.
You lose the signal that matters most. A system that returns 1 perfect chunk and 4 weak ones is often better than one that returns 5 mediocre chunks. Binary metrics can miss that difference.
Let's compare it with the simpler metrics people already know.
Precision asks, of what you retrieved, how much was relevant? Recall asks, of all relevant things that exist, how much did you find? Hit rate asks, did you get at least one good result? MRR focuses heavily on the first relevant item. NDCG is broader. It scores the whole ranked list, and it lets stronger relevance count more than weaker relevance.
So if I only watch hit rate, I could fool myself.
Very easily. Imagine 2 retrievers both hit on 90% of queries. One puts the best evidence in the top 2 almost every time. The other finds it, but usually at rank 7. Same hit rate, very different user experience.
And in RAG, rank 7 can mean invisible.
Exactly. Context windows are finite, re-rankers cost money, and prompts often only include top K chunks. That turns ranking quality into a budget issue, a latency issue, and a trust issue.
Now, the stakes are real. The team with better ranking gets better answers without even changing the model.
Yes, better retrieval can beat a model upgrade. If your top results are sharper, your generator has better raw material. NDCG helps you detect that advantage before users complain.
Give me a practical workflow. I am tuning a retriever for a support bot. How do I use NDCG without disappearing into research land?
Start with a small evaluation set of real user questions. For each question, label a handful of candidate chunks with grades like 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 means useless. 3 means directly answerable and trustworthy. Then, compare retrievers, chunking strategies, or re-rankers using NDCG at a cutoff you actually use, like top 3 or top 5.
Why the cutoff?
Because top 50 does not matter if your prompt only sends 4 chunks to the model. NDCG at 3 or 5 aligns the metric with production behavior. That is where ranking wins or loses.
Let me test the logic. If I change chunk size and NDCG at 5 goes up, that is a real signal that my generated answers may improve.
Usually, yes, especially if your labels reflect actual usefulness. It is not the only metric you need, but it is one of the best for catching whether your retriever surfaces the strongest evidence early.
So the headline is NDCG measures whether the right stuff shows up soon enough and with the right weight.
Perfect summary. In Retrieval, finding relevant documents is good. Ranking the most useful ones first is what actually changes the answer. That is why NDCG is not academic. It is operational truth.